I've competed in wheelchair basketball for about the past 30 years, and I've gone to 5 Paralympic Games, first one being in '96 in Atlanta. Won my first gold medal in 2000 in Sydney, then followed that up with a gold medal in 2004 in Athens, got a silver medal in 2008 in Beijing, and just last September won the gold medal in London.
Well, that weighs heavily on your chest, doesn't it?
Feels good.
It's a good feeling.
Absolutely.
You are riding a very interesting vehicle here. What is this?
This is a new hand cycle we've developed. We're Stray Sport, and we're starting to come out with some new hand cycles. This one's one of our road racing hand cycles, and we also have a cruiser line over there for cruising down the beach and stuff like that. So now that I'm retired from my basketball career, I thought I'd come out and try something new out.
How fast can you go with this?
Oh, I don't know yet. Time will tell. I haven't tested myself yet, so.
Well, exactly how does it work?
Well, this is called a hand bike, so it's kind of self-explanatory. You use your hands for your propulsion. All the gearing is up here, and then we have the derailleur system down there by the wheel. So you move the pedals, or the hand cranks, and that propels you forward. And then you have your shifting and your gearing here by your thumbs.
Continuing Out and About's coverage of the Abilities Expo, we find ourselves at the Los Angeles Convention Center, focusing on the products and services which make living a little bit easier for tens of thousands of individuals. I do love the name Abilities Expo.
Yes, and it's very interesting. This year we actually changed our logo because our old logo had a depiction of somebody in a wheelchair. And we felt that that was too limiting because we're inclusive as opposed to exclusive. So we changed our logo, and our logo now, if you can see it on our jersey, is just more of a corporate logo, which is inclusive. It symbolizes the round part symbolizes the world of everything.
Along with the wheelchairs and cycles were automobiles custom-made for drivers and passengers. This custom-tailored limousine boasts a stylish interior, while others offer ample space for wheelchair passengers. And another unique development includes the Wheeler's Paramill, a treadmill device which allows users to exercise their option of staying in shape.
In 1982, I was cross-country motorcycle racing out in the desert. I'd been doing it for 10 years and got a little overconfident and just went over the handlebars, pitched down, faced in the dirt, and broke T5, and been in a wheelchair ever since.
Did it take you a while to adapt to it?
The first 2 or 3 years was interesting, but you work into it, and pretty soon it's just life.
Does it really become like an extension of your body?
It does. It's just, you almost forget that it wasn't that way before. It's just how life is. Yeah.
Well, thinking about that, also you're an inventor. You have something here that is most intriguing to me.
Yeah, I was sitting in a car wash one day, or actually in the DMV, where the cars used to have the rear tires on the rollers turning the dyno. And in Oregon, it's always raining. We have always an excuse for not exercising. We just sit, we look out, well, it's raining, well, it's too hot, well, there's cars, there's something. And I was not getting in shape, and I thought, that's gonna do it for me. We're gonna make this machine, get up on it, have a roller, have a resistance, and just have a regular treadmill, time, speed, distance, pulse, the whole deal. And we have it here.
Yeah, I kind of saw that concept in having, oh, I know, when I had the smog check.
That's exactly what it started, was the smog check in DMV. That's where the idea hit me.
Well, now you have this, and people who, what is the reading like on there? What does it tell you?
We've got our time, our speed, our distance, our resistance, our pulse.
All with computers connected to these little roller guys.
Yeah, just a roller that's got the little sensor, and then a magnetic brake where you can punch in the resistance that you want. We also have programs that you can put in that automatically raises the resistance up and down.
And how do you do on that?
I'm a little lazy still. No, I'm doing good. It got me into shape really pretty quick.
Another popular method of staying in shape offers a unique spin on a classic sport. The afternoon's demonstration of power soccer scored some major points from individuals in search of a fun and competitive recreational activity.
2006, United States Power Soccer is the main competitive sport for people in power wheelchairs. Manual wheelchair users tend to play rugby and basketball, but for power chair users, we play soccer. It is played on an indoor basketball court, 4-on-4 at any time, 2 20-minute halves, and we have 60 teams around the country, and it's growing every day.
Is this what we saw today?
It is. You saw a demonstration here at the Abilities Expo in Los Angeles. We did a 3-on-3 mainly because the court was a little bit smaller than we're used to. We normally have a 4-on-4, 3 linesmen and a goalie on each side, but there can be substitutions. Your team can have up to 12 players.
How long have you been emceeing or conducting this sport?
This is my my 4th Abilities Expo that I have done, 2 in San Jose, where I am from, and 2 in Los Angeles.
What are some of the reactions that you get from people who are playing here?
People who play love it. I don't know if you were able to get Jacob's smile. He absolutely loved it. The reason that power soccer is so great is because it's a wide variety of disabilities. To play rugby or basketball, you need to have a lot of upper body strength. But for soccer, all you need to do is be able to drive a power wheelchair. And that allows a lot more kids who are more severely disabled, who don't have a lot of other opportunities, to come and play soccer and do it on their own and be fully independent on the court. And for kids who are dependent upon people in other aspects of their lives, having soccer, which is very freeing for them and for all of us.
And it certainly is fun to watch.
It is a lot of fun to watch. I like this better than I like regular soccer, I have to admit. We're a little more fast-paced than regular soccer. I don't know if you caught some of the really fast passes, but we were a little faster.
If the notion of playing soccer in a wheelchair sounds exhausting, imagine the challenge facing paraplegic Angela Madsen as she embarks on her transoceanic voyage.
I am rowing from Santa Cruz, California to Waikiki, Hawaii.
Couldn't get a flight, huh?
I've flown over and looked down, and that's what inspired me to actually row it.
I can't imagine you're doing. How long will it take you, do you think?
It'll probably take me about 80 to 100 days to actually get across. Roz Savage, a little British woman, able-bodied woman, it took her 100 days, so I'm going to try to beat her time. Not that I'm competitive, but...
But it would be nice, right?
Absolutely. I mean, once I push off the land, the sooner that I reach land on the other side, the better, so...
In addition to doing this, I can't help but notice that you're in a wheelchair.
Not on the boat, I'm not. I'm on a seat to sit in there, but the wheelchair doesn't go because there's obviously no place for the chair. I scoot around, crawl around on the boat. Pretty much.
You wouldn't be able to stand up, though, right?
No. I can use the handle there and kind of lean up against here to get upright and do stretching, which is really important when you're at sea. But the rowing seat's right here, and it's only 3 feet to get inside the cabin door where I'm going to be laying down, so I can pretty much easily go from one place to the other on the boat.
What about food? You have it well stocked with food, will you?
It will be. Pack dehydrated, dried food on the boat, so it's lighter weight. It's packaged so that the ocean doesn't deteriorate it. There's watertight lockers where you store, it'll hold about 120 days worth of food. And then there's a desalinator to take the salt out of the ocean water and make it drinkable. And I'll rehydrate my meals, bathe with that, and drink that, use it as drinking water.
Now, is this the first time you've done such a thing?
No, I have 230 days at sea and 6 Guinness World Records for rowing across oceans. It's just the first time that I've done it by myself. This is my solo. I've been dreaming of doing it by myself for years. I just had all these other interesting projects, like after I rowed across the Atlantic with an amputee from France who didn't speak any English and I didn't speak any French, which was as close to going solo as I've been. I've just been approached by other people with all these interesting projects, like a crew of young men who wanted to be the first and fastest to row across the Indian Ocean asked me if I would skipper their boat. So I was being seen for my abilities to navigate oceans and get people there faster and safer. So they actually asked me to skip her. So I was the first woman to ever row across the Indian Ocean.
The idea that individuals can be recognized for what they can do instead of what they cannot do is the driving force behind the Abilities Expo. It's the inspiration which acknowledges that an affliction is not a barrier, but an opportunity to challenge and to overcome.
So how does it feel to be here today at this expo?
I love coming to the Abilities Expo. I first found Power Soccer at an Abilities Expo, so I have a big appreciation for coming here and meeting everybody here. When we meet a lot of people, either in power or manual chairs, they say, "Oh, I've never heard of Power Soccer before." So for us to be able to spread the sport to people who've never seen it before and get them involved in something that will really change their lives, I love to be a part of that.
It's amazing to be here. It's exciting. It's a lot of new people. I've seen a lot of old people that I've seen over the years, a lot of people I've played sports with, so that I don't normally see every year. So I'm rekindling friendships and seeing people. It's all happening here at the Abilities Expo.
Now, I do understand, of course, we are here in Los Angeles, but you are also elsewhere, even Singapore. Is that right?
That is correct. We launched the show in Singapore last year. We're going to do it again. Obviously, in Singapore, disabilities and people with disabilities are very different than in the United States, where we have the Americans for Disabilities Act. So we're trying to not only introduce products and services to those who have disabilities, but in many cases we're trying to change a culture. And the cultural change is that people can accept people with disabilities are very, very viable, productive people, as opposed to having a disability where you're supposed to hide them. And so that's going to be a cultural change.
Where else in the United States would we find the Abilities Expo for those who are elsewhere?
We're in just about every region. We have 7 shows in the United States. We had a show in Atlanta 2 weeks ago. We're in Los Angeles right now. We'll be in the greater New York area in 4 weeks. We then go to Houston, Chicago, Boston, and San Jose.